Hi dear students, welcome to the English class, and in this class of video today I am going to teach you another important grammar topic for the first year student under question number 11. So actually this question tag is given under question number 11 and this is the fifth question under question number 11. So as I have already mentioned you in the question paper pattern that 11th question is all about transformation of sentences and 5 different topics will be given. The very first one is active and passive voice, second one is reported speech, and third one is degrees of comparison, and fourth one is simple compound complex sentence, and finally the last two grammar topic which is under the question number 11 is question tags. And what do you mean by the question tags? So do all question tags are as same as interrogative questions or yes or no type questions? So what are the question tags? So why do we need to learn question tag? Is it what type of language, what type of grammar topic it is? So whether a student is required to learn question tag or not. So these are the things which are going to be discussed now. For example, see what did you do? What did you do? And another example. Did you do anything? Did you do anything? And this is also a question. And now I had done nothing. Here, when you look at these two sentences, the very first one is interrogative type. So, when you are asked an interrogative question or when you are asked an interrogative question, so you need to give a complete answer. For example, what is your name? So, you should say your name. You should give complete information which is related to the question, that is interrogative question. And when it comes to the second question, did you do anything? It is a yes or no type question. That means your answer may be either yes or no. Your answer may be either yes or no. So if you get answer either yes or no, that is simply nothing but yes or no type questions. Actually, questions are of two types, that is interrogative type, and the questions with WH words are all comes under the interrogative types, and another type is questions with do forms, be forms, have forms and models comes under the yes or no type questions because we get answer either yes or no, right? And coming to the I had done nothing. So this is a short form, and this is a statement we need to when you want to write a tag for this question. Here's just it is identify. So this is enough. That means an agreement or a disagreement by nodding your head. Yes, isn't it? Yes or not. So this is the agreement. And whether it is an agreement or a disagreement. So by using a short node or short node, that is nothing but a question tag. And here the student of intermediate must learn framing a question tag for all the statement. Or it is also nothing but tag the questions. Question tag is nothing but tag the questions. It is a conversational language. It is a conversational grammar you need to learn. So let me teach you question tag. And here we need to understand one thing, that there are two structures here. Here see. Be form plus not plus. This is a structure for pronoun. Here see be form plus not plus pronoun. This is the one structure for adding a question tag. And here simply another structure is be form plus pronoun. Be form plus pronoun. Here be form plus not plus pronoun is a structure for a positive sentence. When you come across a positive sentence, there you should use the structure for adding a question tag, for tag a question, that be form plus not plus pronoun. In the same way, when you find a statement which is negative, for a negative statement, if you wanted to tag a question, or if you wanted to use add a suitable question tag, there you should use be form plus pronoun. Let me write you. So first, let us practice all the question tags using be forms. So using be forms first. So simply the be forms are am, is, are, was, and were. So these are the be forms. So actually the first be forms am, is, are, was, and were. So let us frame a question tag. Let us add a question tag for using all these be forms. Am, is, are, was, and were. So firstly let me write you. See here, she is a teacher. She is a teacher. This is the statement. Now, if you wanted to write this one into the question tag, if you wanted to add a question tag to this statement, so firstly, before you going to add a suitable question tag, firstly you need to study the sentence. So what is the sentence here? She is a teacher. So firstly you need to identify if there are any be forms, if there are any do forms, or if there are any have forms, or if there are any models. That is the first thing that you should study. And second thing you need to study is that if the given statement is negative or positive, you need to study whether the statement is negative or positive. So negative or positive, how do we identify? Actually, there is no a negative form in the given statement. As there is no negative form in the given statement, you can consider it as a positive statement. Now tell me, what is the structure for adding a question tag? For a positive statement, here see be form plus not plus pronoun. So when there is a no negative, when there is a positive statement, you should make it a negative by adding not. So let me write you. Just it is as same as changing it into the yes or no type question. So generally, how do you take just replace the be form place in the place of the subject and subject in the place of the be form. So that is the first thing is completed. Now see is. But here see what is structure. This is as it is a positive statement. If it is a positive statement, there you should take a structure that is be form plus not plus pronoun. So what is the be form here? Already we replaced be form. So is be form negative or positive? Just we make it negative by writing a short form of NOT, that is n apostrophe t. Isn't. So what is there here? She. Isn't she? And there you should have use question mark. See, isn't she? For example, she is not a teacher. So if you wanted to write it to negative statement, she is not a teacher. She is not a teacher. So that just what is structure for a negative statement? Just replace the be form in the place of the subject and the subject in the place of the be form. So that is she. So this is both for negative and positive. Now another one. Right? Another one is, see here, let me write you. They are from poor family. They are from poor family. So this is the statement. Now if you wanted to write it, if you wanted to add a suitable question tag for this statement just. So now you think just if there are any be forms or not. So there is a be form here, R is a be form, and then you go for thinking about whether the statement given is a negative or a positive. So how do we say whether it is a negative or a positive? When there is any negative words like not, never, no, you can consider the given statement a negative. But whereas when you don't find a negative statement, negative words like no, not, never, then you can confirm it as a positive statement. Now the structure for a positive statement is be form plus not plus pronoun and finally question mark. And for the negative statement, be form plus pronoun. That is all about enough. And now coming to just to replace the be form place in the place of the subject and subject place in the place of the be form. So as it is a positive, there you should use the structure be form plus not plus pronoun. What is the be form here? R is a be form. So now we make it to negative by writing n apostrophe t. So short form R. So R not the short form. Here you should not write are not completely. Or not completely. So instead of writing or not the extended form, in question tag you must write contractions. Only the contractions are enough to write. So are plus not. So are into. So what is the subject here? Are into they. So that is how are into they. For example, they are not from a poor family. Then they are not. Not is there. It is a negative statement. Then what is a just replace the be form place in the place of the subject and subject in the place of the be form, because for a negative statement the structure is be form plus pronoun. That is enough, so that you just write are they. You just write are they question mark. Okay. Now let us practice another example. See, let me use a verse. Let me use verse. For example, I was there. You think it is a statement, I was there. So what is the be form here? Is it a positive or a negative sentence first? It is a positive because there are no negative words like not, never, no. So that what is structure for positive? Just be form plus not plus pronoun. What is the be form here? Was is the be form. Then we should make it negative by adding a short form and apostrophe t. That is wasn't. What subject here? I wasn't I. So this is how. For example, if it is a negative, I was not there, then what is simply just write be form place in the place of the subject and subject in the place of the be form. So was I. That is enough. So this is how a positive and a negative statement can be written into the question tag. We can add a question tag for both negative and positive. So just keep this structure in your mind. If the statement you come across is a positive, then you use a structure for adding a suitable question tag for the following positive statement, that is be form plus not plus pronoun. And whereas when you come across a statement which is a negative, you just go on using the structure be form plus pronoun. That is okay. And okay, so these are the things we need to understand. So when you find be forms, you just replace the be form in the place of the subject and subject in the place of the be form when the given statement is in negative. If the given statement is in positive, there you should use a structure, that is subject plus and be form plus not plus pronoun. Okay. Now in the case of do forms, so how do we add a question tag in the place of do forms? For example, see, when you find verb 1, here see, when you find verb 1, you go on taking do, verb 2, you go on taking do form did, and when you find verb 1, that is verb is having plural form by adding either s or es, there you should use do form does. Okay, so first, in simple tenses we don't find be forms, do forms, have forms. But here, let me give you one example. See, I write a novel. I write a novel. See, I write a novel. Here, see, do you find any be forms like am, is, are, was, were? Or do you find any have forms, have, as, had? Or do you find any modals, will, shall, can, may, all this? So we don't find here any be forms or do forms or have forms. Though at the same time, in the case of absence of be forms, do forms and have forms and modal and all auxiliary verbs, there you should consider the verb. So what is the verb here? Verb is right. Is it a verb 1 or verb 2? Yes, it is a verb 2. So that is a present tense. So it is a simple present tense. So as our formula is given here, when you come across when you find no be forms, no auxiliary verbs, then you should consider the verb in the statement. If the verb in the statement is present tense, there you should take do. If the verb in the tense, if the verb in the sentence is a past tense, there you should go for taking did. And verb is having either yes or es. Okay, so then you should take does. Here see, you should consider that there is a do form here. Then you just replace the do form in the place of the subject and subject in the place of the do form. Just okay now this is okay. And is it a positive statement or a negative statement? Yes, absolutely, it is a positive statement because there are no negative words like no, not, never. So that what is the structure for positive statement? So here be form plus not plus pronoun. What is it? Be form plus not plus pronoun. So what is the be form here? Do. Here see, just do. Is it a positive or negative? It is a positive. So that we need to make it a negative by adding an apostrophe. So you should not write extended forms. Do not, shall not, will not. Instead of writing their extended form, it is better to use contractions, their contractions. So do plus not, do not. So just write don't. So what is the I here? What is subject here? I don't I. Question tag. Don't I. See. So in the case of absence of be forms or do forms or have forms, there you should consider verb. If the verb is V1, go for taking do. If the verb is V2, did. If the verb is having either yes or es, go for does. Let me write you another example. See, same example, but tense is different. It is in simple present tense. And now let me write you another tense, simple past. I wrote a novel. So now, see here, are there any be forms? Are there any do forms? Are there any have forms? No, absolutely not. But here, we find verb V2. We find verb is in V2. Okay. Now, as it is V2, go for taking did. So did is there. Then we just replace did. Is it positive or negative? Yes, it is absolutely positive. That you just make it a negative by writing an apostrophe t. And so this is I. Didn't I? So be form plus not plus pronoun. So this is a structure for a positive statement. And okay, so these are a few examples for today's class, and let us continue many other examples. Thank you all of you. If you like this class, please subscribe our channel RK Media. Thank you all of you. Thank you very much.